giving it some color.
Fantastic. How long have you been making boutique cheeses for?
Since 2004, when we first opened up on Beacon Road, and then we moved here in 2008 and built this property to accommodate the larger influx of customers.
It's such a beautiful establishment, and I can see there's a few cheeses in here, but I'm sure you've got a room full of more cheeses.
We do.
Can you show me around?
I can show you around. Come on with me.
I'm in heaven. This is incredible. You know, the first thing that gets you is the smell. That beautiful aroma of the cheese. It's almost mushroom aromas.
Mushroom and a bit of mustiness.
Yes.
Yes, the curds breaking down.
Is that what it is?
It is, yes.
So tell me about this one here.
So that's our cloth-bound cheddar. So you can see this will be a younger one, and as they get older and older, you get more of a mottling. So we wrap them in cheesecloth. We continuously smear them with lard so we don't lose too much moisture.
Cloth-bound cheese is a very traditional way of maturing the cheeses, isn't it?
It is. It's what used to be in the old days, and England really started it.
Yeah.
And we had a cheesemaker come out from England and showed us how to do them.
How old can these get?
This one, if you can see at the top,
Yeah.
0808, 2014.
Oh, wow. And that's going to have a real sharp flavour, obviously, compared to a younger one over here.
Correct. It's got the lactate crystals, and sometimes when we cut into them, we actually get a bit of bluing, which is a sign of a really good mature cheese.
Meredith, tell me about some of the cheeses that you make in-house here.
All right. This one is Millsie's cheddar, the triple cream ash brie, so it's got brie in the middle, Longman's Leicester, the cloth-bound cheddar, it's got our Misty Mountain Blue, and you have our aged vintage goat cheddar.
And when it comes to a signature cheese from the Witch's Chase, what is it? What's the most popular one here?
Definitely, we're very well known for our triple cream brie.
Well, I'm going to taste that one. It'd be rude not to, right?
That would be very good. It does have 33% full cream added to it, so once it's got a good acidity, we cut the cheese in half, we spread it with ash on the outside and allow it to mature, so it's quite a labor-intensive cheese.
Ooh, thank you. It's delicious. It's creamy, almost tastes a little bit mushroomy from the mould, and it's not too strong. It's one of those cheeses where you definitely want a few wedges. Meredith, I've whet my appetite. I think I can come up with a few ideas on how I can use these. Not just one, but maybe a few of them in a few different dishes. Maybe I'll get you to try them too.
I would love to do that, so I'll let you loose in the shop.
Oh, that's dangerous, but sure, I'll take that offer. Now, whether you're a kid or an adult, everyone loves dippy eggs. There's something very nostalgic about it. And I'm going to give it a little bit of a modern twist by serving the dippy eggs with the ultimate toasty cheese sandwich with these amazing cheeses from the Witch's Chase Cheese Factory. Now, first we need to get the eggs in. So boil some water. Use the best quality free-range eggs you possibly can get. The fresher the better for this. And then we'll place them into the water, carefully lowering them so they don't crack. These are going to cook in the water for about 5 minutes, and I'm going to take them out and pop them in some ice water so they stop cooking. By doing that, we're going to get custard-like egg whites and then gooey egg yolk, which is exactly how I want it for these dippy eggs. Now for the toasty sandwich. This is just brioche bread, and I love the sweetness of it. It's going to go really nicely with the saltiness and the nuttiness of the cheese. Now, you can control yourself with this and only use one cheese like a cheddar or a mozzarella, or you can go all out, just like I'm doing today, by using some brie, Leicester and cheddar. The mixture of it together is going to give us a really nice complex toasty sandwich. First, a little bit of butter, softened butter on each side of the brioche, and a little bit more. And now for the cheeses, using a grater, I'll use some of this cloth-bound cheddar, which has a really nice bitey flavour to it. We want a good handful of that, along with some Leicester. I'm just going to crumble this Leicester. Look how soft it is. Look at that delicious inside. Breaking that up. Different textures in this toast is going to make it extra special. And I'm going to take these eggs out because it's been 5 minutes, and then straight into the water, cold water. And now for the last cheese. I can't resist. I love brie. So I'm going to use some of this soft ash-scented brie. I'll use my knife just to cut very fine slithers. I'm going to use the mouldy outside too. It's got a slight mushroom aroma to it, which is going to impart a delightful flavour. Fantastic. Now I'm going to turn over the brioche bread and then fill it with our cheese. I'm going to start with our brie, and then a nice big handful of the rest of the cheese goes in the centre. And now we all know cheese and sweetness go so well together, so I'm going to use this local fig and pear paste. Just a small amount on the other side of the brioche. You could also use a tomato relish for this if you like. All right, now let's sandwich this together, squish it, and now I'm going to toast this in a pan so it's really golden on the outside and gooey in the centre. Now here's a little trick. Place a piece of baking paper on top and then another heavy pan. That's just going to squish it and make sure it cooks evenly. Have it on a medium heat so it doesn't burn on the outside. All right, I think this toasty is ready to go. We'll take this pan off and the baking paper. Wow, that is a delightful mess. That is going to taste so good. I'm just going to use a spatula to carefully take out the pan. Look at that. Oh, so good. Now we'll place it onto our chopping board, and with a really sharp knife, I'm going to cut it into little soldiers because we want to dip it in the eggs. Perfect. Look at that gooiness. I'm salivating just looking at this. Now I'm just going to arrange these onto another board. This is just a really cool way of presenting this. Put them on top of each other. And for the eggies, they're still warm in the centre. I'll place them in their holders. This is a great little way. If you don't have the holders, just use the carton. And then with a sharp knife, we'll cut the tops off. Oh, and look at that. Perfect whites, gooey centre. Cut the other side off. And because that fig and pear paste is so delicious, I'm going to serve a little bit of this on the side, just with a nice big spoon, a quenelle. Just scrape that between 2 spoons. We'll pop that on the side. And you know what they say, an egg without salt is like a hug without a squeeze, so we need lots of salt for this. Just on the side for presentation, there you have it. That is a really cool way of doing dippy eggs with 3 cheese toasty, some fig and pear paste on the side. I'm going to dig in. Look at this. Oh, yeah. And remember, this is messy, but it's totally worth it because it tastes amazing. So happy.
Get ready for a battle in the kitchen.
Hopefully it's going to be a good night. Fingers crossed.
Yeah! We'll do everything we can to win.
Absolutely.
Ooh la la.
If you can't spell it, can you cook it?
Oh.
Oh my god, I just can't even watch them eat.
My Kitchen Rules New Zealand. Every day at 5 p.m. on 24 Kitchen.
Predstavljamo odluku meseca jula. Samsung Galaxy A40 uz Neo 5 i 6 meseci osiguranja telefona. Sve za 2499 dinara mesečno. Baš mudar izbor za potpuno uživanje. VIP. Druga priča.
Čak i kada on ne može da isprati svaki tvoj korak. Diskrit može. Zahvaljujući svom fleksibilnom dizajnu, Diskrit glatko prati tvoj pokret kako bi se uvek osjećala sveže. Lepota počinje kapljicom svežine. Diskrit.
Da svaki dan započneš osveženo, a završiš opušteno. Pripremi se i kreni u život. IKEA.
Pazi sada, slušaj plan, avantura svaki dan, na trgiće, u parkiće, Nosi plazma kitske ksiće. Kad se penješ, trčiš, juriš, crtaš, krojiš, kriješ, šmuriš, radiš šta god ti se radi. Plazmom kitce pisar slavi.
Potražite plazma kitske ksiće sa likovima patrolnih šapa.
Ako želiš novi Samsung, nema više čekanja, jer nova Telenor promocija je spremna. Odaberi Samsung uz Total pakete na rate. Iskoristi do 12.000 dinara popusta na odabrane Samsung modele i 20% popusta na pretplatu. Samo u julu. Sve za telefon. Telefon za sve. Znaš ti dobro gde. Telenor.
Jer bioskop nikad ne izlazi iz mode. Moj Cineplex.
Prvi korak podizanje, zatim uklanjanje fleka i potapanje. I konačno doziranje. A možete i drugačije prati svoj veš uz Ariel 3 u 1 pods kapsule. Sa svoja 3 odeljka je 3 puta koncentrovaniji od praškastog deterđenta. Ne koristite pred pranje, držati dalje od domašaja dece.
Won't take forever to be as clever as you show. Gotta feel it as you go.
Godine su bitne.
Feel that spark from head to toe. Live it as you go.
Za sve tvoje godine u VIP-u očekujte specijalni popust na sve telefone. Uz još moćniji Neo. Koliko ti imaš godina? VIP. Druga priča.
Japanese cuisine is like no other, combining unique taste with an amazing look. It's food not only for the body, but also for the soul. Dive into the fabulous world of a culinary adventure with Justine's Flavors of Fuji. Premieres on the 17th of July at 1 p.m. on 24 Kitchen.
The following program contains product placement.
Queensland's Gold Coast. Sun-drenched beaches, the surf and the glittering skyline with skyscrapers piercing the bright sky. But atop of one unsuspecting hotel tower, above the rooms and the restaurants, there is a secret garden. And letting me in on his little rooftop patch is QT executive chef Justin Zammit. This garden looks amazing. Look at all the herbs. Some of these species I don't even know about. Tell me a little bit about them. We've got mint.
Yeah, we've got about 6-7 different varieties of mint.
Oh, really?
You
got spearmint?
Yes, we've got spearmint.
Oh, amazing. It smells so good. What is that?
The moringa tree. In Asia, they use it a lot in tonics and soups.
Yep. And look at this oregano.
We use that on our pizzas. So
Yep.
again, it's another herb that we never have to buy.
Yep.
Further along, we've got some rosemary, really healthy, thick trees.
Passion fruit, hibiscus. Hibiscus, fantastic. How do you use that in your cooking?
Breakfast. I mean, we use it in pastry. I mean, our
Yep.
breakfast is outstanding.
It's award-winning, isn't it? I heard.
is.
And then this, what is this?
Nasturtium leaf. Basically, they call it the old weed. We use it for canapes. You can roll things up.
Yep.
And it's got a really peppery taste to it.
You know, when I was growing up and I'd see this, Dad would pull them out because he'd think it was a weed. But, you know, you can use them these days. It's fantastic.
Yeah,
you know, to the untrained eye, you would look at a garden like this and say, wow, it's messy.
With permaculture, everything is planted for a reason. We've got companion planting, so we'll have a sacrificial plant so that all the bugs will attack that one thing and leave the good stuff for us.
Which means you don't have to use pesticides
No,
or any
nothing.
chemicals. Everything is just organic.
It is.
Amazing. So as an executive chef, how important, what does it mean to you to have all these beautiful fresh herbs and produce on hand?
For me, it means I can have them at their peak. So I know that they're up here. They're not gone to market or transported from there to here to there. I know exactly what goes into the soil here.
Yep.
And I can get them and pick them at their freshest to put them on the plate.
Oh, I love it. I mean, it's like a little hidden gem here at the QT Gold Coast. So good. Now, what are you going to cook for me for lunch today?
It's just a simple little cured ocean trout.
Okay.
So the curing mixture we've got here is just salt, sugar, equal parts,
Yep.
coriander seeds, which are toasted and semi-crushed up.
Oh, it smells amazing. That coriander seed, it's so different to coriander powder, isn't it? So those seeds almost like lemony, it's delicious, and it goes really well with fish.
Yeah, so basically we've trimmed this up,
Yep.
the whole fish. Probably about a 40-minute cure, so bit of cling film, the cure mixture,
Yeah.
the fish, wrap it,
Yep.
and just put it in the fridge for 40 minutes.